Welcome, adventurers and listeners, of which we have so many,
I think those three are us.
to the land of Gaien. This is a world with a magical mix of swords and sorcery, where elegant elves enchant beautiful blades in tall towers, and gibbering goblins craft crazy contraptions in their dark dens. From the southern jungles of Ikpetepik to the blighted mountains of Old Warda, Gaien brims with adventures for those bold enough to take them. A war older than the mortal races of Gaien rages between the archdeities across the plains of the sun, moon, stars, and void. But that is a story for another time. This story begins with a young tabaxi by the name of Pancake. Pancake, can you introduce and describe your character?
Yes. I am a young tabaxi, about a teenager. When I was a kitten, my parents were killed in a mysterious accident, and my older brother, Flapjack, raised me from a kitten. And now Flapjack has gone missing. I woke up one night to a loud thud. I ran into his room, and the curtains in his window were blowing in the breeze, and now I am on a hunt for him. And I will not give up because he didn't give up on me. I will find him.
All right. Well, so we are going to return to that fateful night. It has been 15 years to the day since the accident that took your parents from you, Pancake. You are curled up in the hut that you and your brother Flapjack live in at the southern edge of your community, which is nestled deep in the jungles that are southeast of Ikpetepik. You clutch your emerald ring to your chest through the night, and as you do, a loud bang wakes you, and you spring to your paws to see the curtains blowing through the open window. There's shattered glass and rain pouring in from the outside. Your brother Jack is nowhere to be found. What would you like to do?
Is there any snow outside?
No. In this region of the world, there's rarely snow.
Is there mud on the ground where I could search for some tracks?
Give me an investigation roll. All right. So you look around, and in the darkness, your keen cat vision is able to see that there is in fact quite a bit of mud that's been tracked into the house. You can see footprints, but they're not your average footprints. They're large, like massive footprints of some sort of bipedal creature.
Is it only one pair of footprints? Do I see Jack's footprints?
You only see the footprints of this one large beast.
Okay. Am I still doing stuff?
Yes. What would you like to do?
I want to drop to my knees. And like throw my head back and just like scream in agony.
Oh.
Jack!
So you do that, and outside the downpour becomes torrential, as if Gaien herself is weeping for your loss. And you hear a whisper through the chaos, faint at first, but growing in its insistence. Pancake, it says to you. I can help you find your brother.
Who is that?
Give me an insight roll. Oh, nice. You immediately understand that this is some sort of entity within the ring that is finally speaking as it hangs around your chest. And the ring is glowing in the night. It's shooting beams of light across the hut and illuminating the area around you. I can help you, Pancake.
Who is that? Who's there? What do you want? How can you help me?
You can call me Olway.
Old Way, how can you help me find my brother? What do you want from me?
Swear an oath to me, and I will lead you to Jack. I will give you the power that you need.
I don't know, you sound pretty scary.
I am a
How should I know that I can trust you?
I'm afraid you cannot. No.
What if I can find another way to find Jack and bring him home?
He is already far from here. You will never find him without me.
You know where he is?
I do.
You're gonna help me find him?
If you swear.
Oh man. Jack wouldn't want me doing this. But if Jack's not here, then he can't get mad at me.
But
Okay, I'll do it. I'll do anything to find Jack.
Repeat these words. By sunless light and moonless night.
My sunless light and moonless night.
By the unforged blade of the forgotten glade.
By the unforged blade of the forgotten glade.
I'll use my paws to serve your cause.
I'll use my paws to serve your cause.
Mighty Lady Olway.
What?
Pancake, stop
Sorry.
meowing.
Mighty Lady Olway.
Mighty Lady Olway.
As you speak these words, the light in the gem in your ring starts to go crazy, flickering back and forth, and the light eventually reaches a crescendo and explodes forth, and you're knocked to your back in the rain in your hut, and one last message goes through your mind, and it's another whisper, and it says, "Find the one they call Weralt of Woofia. Your destiny is in his paws."
And my eyes flash open and I just say, Weralt.
And then we cut to 2 years later. We are now in the land of Pentar, near the border between the kingdom of Borda and the blight that is slowly infecting the land. And we find a centaur who is in the town of Sweden. Clayton, can you describe the pale death? Or you're eating?
It was the perfect time to describe things when chomping on toast. So the Pale Death is a large centaur who has turquoise eyes and a little lavender face veil thing. And he carries around a scythe, and he's got a little mouse companion called the Red Spark.
Okay.
So cute.
I didn't know it was a he. I thought it was a she.
No, I think I'm the only lady in the group.
So you're staying in the town of Sweden that is called the Gallant Goblin. You recently performed death rites for the local innkeeper's daughter, Marion, who went missing about a month ago and is now presumed dead. You were able to confirm with her family that she, in fact, had died, and you provided her a death name to take her to Anu on her way to the afterlife. The innkeeper, a half-goblin named Enriken Roland, was grateful to you and is allowing you to stay at the inn free of charge for the time being. You haven't seen Red Spark in a little bit, and normally you would not be too concerned. The mouse likes to spend time away from you now and then, but it's been longer than normal since you've last seen it.
Okay. I'll go to
Pancake's eating them.
and Rick and Roland. And I'll let's see, what was the hold on. Hello, and Rick and Roland, have you seen my mouse?
Your,
That was not the voice I expected.
your mouse? You've got a mouse?
Yes, of course. You've seen my mouse, right?
I guess not. No. I hope it didn't get into the storeroom.
I'll go and check.
Okay. And Rick and Roland is going to open up the door to the back room and shows you into the storeroom and says, "If I were a mouse, this is where I would head probably, just because here's all the good food." And
Yes, that makes sense to me.
why don't are you gonna like search around for the red spark here?
Yeah, I'll like poke around in the storeroom.
All right, give me an investigation roll with advantage since Enriken is helping you. All right, so you check around and you're pretty certain that the red spark hasn't been here. Enriken is pretty happy to see that the sacks of grain are intact and that the various barrels and things haven't been chewed at all.
Is there any like food, like a cheese or something that I'd know is like a high quality cheese, or like anything that looks like fancy back there?
You do see a large wheel of cheese. You're not sure how fancy of a cheese it is. It's
Okay.
a hard cheese.
I'd like to try
Is it
and like
smelly?
snatch a handful of the cheese out, just like monk, like just try and take a little handful and like pop it in my mouth
All right,
without
give me...
Rick and Roland noticing.
Oh, okay. Give me a sleight of hand roll then. Very good. So
Wow.
Enriken is looking elsewhere when you snatch a little bit of cheese, and it tastes okay, but it's not fancy cheese.
Your cheese is mediocre.
Sorry. I can't really tell the cows to be any better. It is cheese, though. It's local and organic.
Yes, Rick and Roland, I imagine so.
Well, hey, maybe your mouse just sort of died.
Wow.
I get like really up close to him. He's like, "The red spark would never die."
Oh. Okay, well, I guess that's normal for a mouse. Give me an insight roll. Right. You can tell that, like many other people you've met in this life, that Enriken both respects and fears you. He's trying not to be rude in this instance because you've done him a favor by helping his daughter make her way to the afterlife, but he's pretty off-put by this behavior.
Don't be a
And
jerk
Rick and
about
you
that.
keep an eye out for my mouse.
I'll do it. Yeah, if I see a mouse, I'll let you know.
I just leave
Okay.
without saying anything else to him.
So you leave the storeroom, and we will move next to a young firbolg who is on her way to the very same town, the town of Sweden. Shay, can you introduce yourself and describe your character?
Yes. Shay is, as you say, a young firbolg. She has recently left her clan in the forests that she grew up in. Did so because she did not want to be a clan leader, as she was slotted to be from a young age. And now is just kind of making her way in the world, doing her best. The people around her terrify her because they're weird and not firbolgs. But yeah, she's firbolgs are a type of giant, so she's like 7 feet tall, and they kind of have like a greenish skin, and she kind of is very attention grabbing, but tries not to be. So she's wearing a lot of baggy clothing and trying to kind of just like chill in the shadows like a creep, but not intentionally creepy.
Okay. So you are currently in the back of a wagon. A human man by the name of Halberth is with you. He stopped his cart on the road from the Everford and offered you a ride, and you accepted his generosity. He's a talkative man with the look of a Sandor Islander. He grows potatoes and other crops in Sweden and is returning home from a lucrative trip selling his foods to the garrison at the fort. And as you're sort of like trundling along the road and into town, he points out, very careful not to ruin his life.
We have a bad track record with farmers.
Farmers,
you shouldn't let my
rides into
kids hear
town.
farmers.
Yeah.
Don't intimidate them.
Yeah.
Yes.
So Halberth points out the town. You're coming in sort of, the town is at the bottom of a hill, essentially, and you're coming in from the north, and he points down to the town below, and he says, "That's my hometown. Oh, good old Sweden. You know, people say that the blight is going to take it over soon, but I don't think so. I think that there's something about this town, something about the people in it who keep the blight at bay. And if people like me are too afraid to live there, then perhaps the blight will take over."
This guy's very talkative, and Shay's incredibly shy, and so she's been on the struggle bus this entire ride because he keeps trying to make conversation with her, and she just wants to die a little bit.
So,
But-
what do you think of the town?
Well, I've never been there myself, but it sounds nice.
It is nice. It's
looks
very nice.
Yeah.
Do you like cheeses? We're famous for our hard cheeses.
I don't think I've ever had cheese. We don't have that in my clan.
Never had cheese. Never had cheese. That's impossible. You know what we shall do? And he directs the cart to the Gallant Goblin Inn at the center of town, and he says, "I have to go back and tell my wife I'm back in town and everything, and but you should go talk to the innkeeper in Rickon and tell him you've never had cheese. I'm sure he can give you a very fine cheese, finer than any cheese you've ever tasted, because you haven't had any."
Shay's crying a little bit because he's laughing at her.
And his cart rolls away, and give me, well, actually, what's your passive perception for Shay?
Her passive perception is somewhere on this sheet.
Somewhere on this sheet.
Wait, where would this be?
That is a good cue.
I'm not perceptive, clearly.
Weird.
Yeah.
Well, we can just check. Your wisdom is +2, and you
Yeah.
don't have any. So it's a 12.
Okay, cool.
So you hear a high-pitched squeak as the cart rolls away, and Halberth starts starts driving back to his home.
Okay. She watches him go and is just to herself like, I don't even know what cheese is. And then I look around for this squeaking.
So you look around and you see that there is an injured mouse with a little red scarf on the ground. It looks like its tail was run over by the wheel of the cart.
Baby!
Oh, baby! I kneel down to him and I'm just like, you poor little thing. Oh no. And can I cure wounds the mouse?
You absolutely can. Go ahead and cast that spell from your sheet.
I'm gonna cure wounds this mouse. Oh, it says I have to select a token, so I'll just select. Yeah. I'll just select Pale Death for that. Be healed, little one.
All right, I'm not gonna make you roll healing because, well, okay, yeah, it did it automatically.
Yeah, it did.
But you healed the mouse's tail, and it squeaks at you in what you can only imagine is some form of gratitude. What would you like to do from here?
I kind of like offer my hands to it because I'm gonna go transport it somewhere safe, away from wheels. But I don't know if it's like very tentative. Because even the mouse terrifies her a little bit. She's like, I don't know if you want it. I can take you somewhere safe. I don't know if you can understand me, but you have a scarf, and it's very cute.
So the safest place that you can see within easy distance is the Gallant Goblin Inn, where you are you're just outside of, and you know that there's something in there called cheese that you might enjoy.
I wonder if this mouse knows what cheese is, and so I carry this mouse into the tavern with me because that's normal.
All right, so you enter into the tavern, and Pale Death, as you're leaving the storeroom, you see an awkward blue-skinned creature enter carrying the red spark with her.
I immediately yell out super loud, "My mouse!"
It's only because I love this mouse so much already, would die for this mouse, that I don't drop it because you've terrified me with that shouting.
And I come cantering over to you.
Oh. How tall are you? Who's taller?
I think I'm like 6 something.
6'9",
okay, so I'm taller than you. Okay. Yeah, I'm like 7. So.
Oh, 6'8".
But I cower anyway.
Oh.
I clanter over to you and I look up at you slightly and I go, "You! What are you doing with my mouse?" And I reach my hand out to try and grab the red spark from you.
I hold it back. Don't hurt him. I was outside hearing about cheese, and I saw him with his injured tail, so I healed him, and I came in here with him for some reason, but he's okay now.
I like lift the red spark up to my eyes and look at him real close, and then I look at you and I look back at him and I go, "Wonderful!" And put him up in my hair.
Oh, I'm glad that you've been reunited. You're very loud. Do you know what cheese is?
And you are very meek.
Yeah. Are you the innkeeper?
No, it's that little goblin there who has bad cheese.
Oh, so you do know what cheese is.
Do you not know what cheese is?
I've never had it. I don't even know what it is.
I reach into my pack and I pull out like a disgusting smelly glob of soft cheese.
Oh my god.
This cheese is delicious. It's from 3 towns over. I take a little bit and I eat it. Here!
No, I don't know. I don't know who you you're not the innkeeper.
I told you who the innkeeper is.
The innkeeper pops his head out of the storeroom and closes it behind him, and he says, "Oh, another customer! Hello! Welcome! Man, I've got a lot of tall customers these days."
You are just short.
Well, guilty as charged. My dad was only a few feet tall.
I'm just average height for my family.
Man, I guess I want to see the rest of them. Jeez. What brings you to the inn? What brings you to Sweden?
I was told to come here to eat cheese.
Oh, yeah, well, we've got some nice hard cheeses.
Why are they hard and soft? I don't understand.
I don't make them, honestly. It's just like something that people do. I think it has to do with the aging process, You spend a long time aging the cheese, it gets harder over time. But if if it's a nice young cheese, then it's soft. I guess it's sort of like people.
Yeah, it's kind of a metaphor for life, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I am the hardest cheese.
At this moment, the door to the inn slams open, and Weralt of Woofia enters. Can you describe yourself, Weralt?
Yes. So I am an abomination. I am half man, half dog. I'm super ripped. Like I'm just like really wide shoulders, just like absurdly swole. But I've got like this kind of like sad, mournful hound face. Bare chested. I have way too many weapons like strapped to my back. Yeah, and
Shay wants to die.
Currently I am covered in a combination of slime and blood.
I definitely want to die then.
And I'm carrying the severed head of what looks like some kind of like tentacle beast, maybe with a beak that has some teeth in it. That's me.
So,
wow.
Yeah, so Weralt, you've just completed a task given to you by Ashlyn, who is a local beet farmer who asked you to destroy a grick that was terrorizing her farm. You enter the gallant goblin with the beast, which is oozing fresh inner gunk, slung over your shoulder. Ashlyn and her family have been staying here for the past week to keep away from the beast, and Rickon sees you enter. His eyes go wide, and he says, "You can leave that outside. I'll go and get Ashlyn." And then he hastens up the stairs to the second floor. What would you like to do?
Okay. Well, I guess I leave the corpse outside then.
Okay.
Wow.
So you deposit the body of the grick just like right outside the door to the inn.
Yeah. If there's like a planter, with like some nice flowers in it, I can put it in there.
Okay. You put it right in the planter outside the inn.
Yep. And then, I'm pretty beat. This was a tough quest. So, I'm gonna take a seat at the bar. Get some victuals.
Okay.
Hello, barkeep.
So the barkeep did just go upstairs.
Oh, I forgot.
You dog man! I walk over, and I just lean over the bar and I grab a bottle. He'll never notice. He thinks the cheese is good.
Oh. I grab a napkin and like very tentatively hold it out to you, afraid that I am going to insult you by doing this.
Oh, thank you. Can you rub some of this blood off of me?
I don't know who you
She's
are.
a very giving person. She saved my mouse. Of course she would do that.
Oh, peer pressure.
Here, you can just get this spot on my back that I can't reach. That'd be really good.
Oh, she very tentatively starts doing it, but she does not look happy about it. But also kind of because she wants to help.
My foot starts like involuntarily tapping against the floor.
Oh, well, that kind of makes it better.
Oh my gosh.
There we go. Yeah.
So you're engaged in this for a little bit when Pancake, you also have arrived here at the town of Sweden to the tavern known as the Gallant Goblin. You've come here seeking the monster hunter Weralt of Woofia. You've been tracking him across Gaien for the past couple years, trying to catch up with him. It's been a long journey, and you've followed from town to town, hearing tales of how he has tracked down and killed monsters of various kinds throughout the land of Warda. And you're a bit tired after walking for quite a ways today. As you enter in, and you finally see the person who is unmistakably Weralt of Rivia, the person you've been looking for years, because he is obviously half man, half dog, and all muscle,
Wow.
as he has been described to you. Go for it.
I open the door to the inn, and my breath catches, and I say, "Goose of goblins, it's Weralt." And I clutch my emerald ring in my hand, and I slowly approach him, just looking up at him in awe, because I assume he's much taller than
Everybody's taller than Pancake.
Okay, great.
Pancake's just the baby.
And I say, "Excuse me, Mr. Weralt? I've been looking for you for years."
When I see Pancake, do I feel any kind of like connection at all, or is this just like a random interaction to me?
Give me an insight roll.
Okay.
All right. So you've been doing this sort of work for a long time. A lot of people have approached you looking for this help, having heard of the services that you offer and your track record of successfully killing monsters. So this isn't the first time somebody has approached you in this way, looking as desperate as Pancake does in this moment. But there's something different feeling about this, as if the weight of destiny is pressing down upon you in these moments.
Okay. Well, first I want to just like bend down to like sniff Pancake's ears. How did you hear of me?
Oh my.
A friend told me about you. My brother went missing 2 years ago, and I've been looking for him ever since. I was told that you could help me.
Where did he disappear from?
He disappeared from our home on... Where do we live, Peter?
You lived southeast of Ikpatepik in the continent of Angoth. In
Pancake.
We live in Angoth. He disappeared from our home, and there were these giant muddy footprints in the hut, and I don't know where he went, and I miss him.
Well, that's a long way away and a long time ago. I don't know if I can help you, but I'm very, very interested in these footsteps. Describe them for me. Also, do you have any treats?
I don't have any treats, but I smell a mouse somewhere around here. Maybe I can get that for you later.
No need.
You shall never touch the red spark.
Do I know what those footsteps might be? I mean, or footprints.
Roll a survival roll.
Survival roll.
All right.
I know exactly what took Flapjack.
Based on her
Campaign over.
description, you know that it had to be some form of lesser giant
It had to be some form of lesser giant.
And I
A
tap
giant.
Shay.
a little bone knob on my
Don't look at me.
But he was hardly a 4-foot tall tabaxi. Why would a giant take him? Can
I
you
don't
help me
know.
find him?
Did he have any enemies?
and I like flip open my like little notepad and I start taking notes.
Your handy dandy
No.
notebook.
That's right.
Notebook.
Jack was
Yes.
the best. He was so kind. He raised me from a pup or a kitten after our
Where are
parents
you?
disappeared in a mysterious accident. He's the best. No one would ever want to hurt Jack.
Well,
Oh.
as a dog, I take bad guys very seriously, and I will do what I can to help you.
So can we just like do time skip where like she gives me like a very full account of her entire history with Flapjack and I just take a whole bunch of notes?
Yes, and in addition, I'd like to know. So, Pale Death has made it clear that no one will kill his mouse, but and Shay is, I guess, maybe cleaning off bits of Weralt's back through.
It's just you're eavesdropping. No big deal. Don't mind her.
And so some time passes here while Pancake relates the tragic tale of the disappearance of her brother. Weralt and others listen carefully and try to pick up on clues that they might use in order to figure out exactly what happened. Weralt, you're not entirely, or you're not very hopeful, given that this event occurred a couple of years ago. Oh shoot, Pancake is a boy. I misgendered Pancake.
Pancake ascends gender.
This is gonna, yeah, it will probably happen again.
Peter, don't turn into your dad.
Yeah, my dad cannot get the genders of animals correct.
He's always wrong, and he tries to. He
that's a
thinks
boomer
about
thing.
A
I think that's
boomer.
a boomer thing. Yeah.
The idea of Pancake just ascends above all gender role and just like whatever. I'm cute. That's all that matters.
Cute is my gender.
Yes.
All right. So you're engaged in some talking about this, and maybe Weralt asks some questions to clarify things here and there, and eventually the Ashlyn comes back down the stairs with Enriken, and Ashlyn goes up to you. Weralt sees that you're still pretty filthy from your fight with the Grick, and looks like she's going to give you a hug at first, then thinks better of it, and then pats you on the head.
Oh, thank you. The contract is complete. You may now return to your beet farm. I will collect my payment.
And I hold out my paw.
She says,
Oh.
as agreed, we will give you 5 treats. And she reaches into a sack that she's wearing around her hip and just counts out 5 baked flour treats that have been seasoned with something nice for you.
Ooh, this one's peanut butter.
Yes.
Amazing.
No, what
I
it
know
has to
Weralt so well already.
be, it has to be a cheese treat because they specialize in cheese. They're like those peanut butter and cheese crackers.
Okay, yeah. You get some peanut
yeah.
butter and cheese crackers from...
Oh boy.
Shay continues to look mildly disgusted by this whole cheese thing.
And as this transaction is occurring, just a second, let me reference my notes.
Notes.
Notes. Where did I put it? Oh yeah, okay. So Halberth returns to the tavern and he says, "I am in need of help. My wife has disappeared."
My ears swivel forward a little bit.
He looks to Shay first and he says, "You're a good, kind person, very outgoing. great conversationalist, as I recall.
Yeah.
You have a poor recollection.
As you no doubt recall from our lengthy conversation, Shay, my wife is a very good farmer, and she's been helping me by growing the potatoes, and I am the one who harvests them and brings them to the Everfort, and as it happens, she's no longer at home.
Oh, see her. Well, where does she go places?
No, she's a good farm wife, and she stays on the farm, farming.
Oh, well, I can help you look for her. You're very kind to tell me about cheese, and I don't. If she's
Have you
hers,
had
I'll
the
help.
cheese?
Not yet. This person offered me some from his pocket, and I was skeeved out by that.
Pocket
So not
cheese
yet.
My
is not the
pocket
best place to
cheese
start.
is from a town far greater than this town. This town's cheese is mediocre at best. You, sir, are a liar.
Well, I will not.
His wife is missing.
he looks at you up and down, and give me roll an intimidation roll for me. If you want, this can be at disadvantage. So he looks you up and down and says, "Well, I think Swedden's cheese is just swell. And anyone who disagrees, well, it's just a matter of preference."
You, sir, are a potato farmer. And have you ever thought that maybe your wife has left you to go with another man on an affair because the allure of hedonism is too great?
Now, why would you jump to that kind of conclusion?
Look at this man.
Oh, you're right.
Oh,
He looks at himself. Halberth is in his mid-40s. He's not really as strapping as most farmers are. Seems like since he's left the actual farming to his wife that he's sort of let himself go. His arms are a bit flabby, but he's not in terrible
the wife has guns for days.
condition.
I'd like to canter over and grab his hand and turn it over and be like, "Look, he doesn't even have calluses."
Stop! He's looking for his wife.
He's clearly the one who drives the potato cart while his wife does all the work.
You call yourself a man.
Oh my god.
Ooh, me?
I'm very confused.
Halbert.
I'll help you look for your wife.
Don't do anything for free. We will help you look for your wife for the sum of 10 treats.
10 treats, you say? Do you enjoy fried potatoes?
That shall do. With extra salt.
I can manage that. That's a fair price. And he puts out his hand. And to whom am I speaking?
It is I, Weralt of Woofia. Perhaps you have heard of my great deeds.
Actually, I'll just roll a D100 here, and if it's over 50, he's heard of you. 64. All right.
He's heard the shit out of you.
Yeah, I'm fucking
Looks at you
famous.
again, and he says, "Oh my gosh, I had heard of the legendary Weralt of Woofia, but I'd never known he was of your description."
A buff dog.
Precisely, Shay. You're the buffest
There's a lot
dog
about
man
me you
I've
don't
ever
know.
seen.
What'd you say, Pete?
I said you're the buffest dog man I've ever seen.
Why, thank
True.
you. It comes from years of monster slaying.
Well,
This voice.
I love it.
It's so good.
I did see some signs that perhaps there was some skullduggery going on over at my farm. Perhaps you could investigate.
Skullduggery.
Perhaps it was your wife's lover.
Stop it.
Who are you, anyway?
I am the pale.
Meanwhile, I'm just like, I'm underneath the bar and I have like my tail wrapped around my body and I'm just like running my hands over my tail, like nervous and anxious because of everything going on.
What a mood.
That's right. Oh, too many quests to choose from. I shall have to prioritize the main quest and do the secondary quest later. Pancake, my new friend.
Is that what you're gonna help me, Weralt?
It would be my great honor to help you. I don't know how.
I like fall on my knees before Weralt and I start sniffing the floor. I get distracted and I start sniffing the floor and I'm like, I'm sure there's a mouse somewhere in here. And then I realize I pop back out of it. I'm like, oh, Weralt, thank you. I'll do whatever you need. We can go wherever we need to go if you just help me find my brother Jack.
I think it is best if you stick with me for now. We will collect our treats when we find this farmer's wife who may or may not be having an affair.
She is certainly
The
having
affair.
an affair. Look at
We
this
have
man.
no evidence of that.
I don't know what an affair is.
Shay's like tried the protest, but that it's like she's the battle between like helping this person but having attention on herself, and she like it's like, don't say mean things about this man I don't know who talked at me for like 12 hours.
Pete,
Mm-hmm.
from Pancake's account of what happened, do I have any idea of what like a logical next step might be, or am I like drawing a blank?
For you, the logical next step would be to go to the original scene. Since it's a couple years old, you're not sure what you would find there, but that's really the only lead that you have at this point.
Boy, that's far away. All right, it's potato time.
Potato time.
Potato
Potatoes
time.
go well with cheese.
Pancake, is your brother as cute as you?
Oh, Jack is cuter. Everyone loves Jack.
We must find and slay the wretched creature that would take someone away.
Okay, I thought you were gonna say slay the cute
That's
one.
what I thought. The pale death is an enigma.
Thank
Alright.
you, everyone. Thank you. I will give you so many treats and potatoes and mice as soon as we find my brother Jack.
So the innkeeper in Rickon has been listening to this conversation as well, and he muses, "So many
Of course.
missing people. Your brother, my daughter, and now Halberth's wife. Seems like
Does she have a name?
yeah, of course she has a name.
It's called wife.
No,
Wife.
Wife Alinda.
her name's Randolin.
Randolin.
Wow, no wonder
No wonder
went
she ran away.
Oh.
Just couldn't live with herself anymore.
Yes, this farmer's wife, Randall. We must find her.
Randolin.
Yes, Randall.
Okay. Well,
All right.
good
So
luck.
let's go find her. Yeah, thank you. I'll be back later for the cheese, I guess.
Okay.
Be well.
Well, we'll make you a nice cheese plate.
Oh, they come on plates, I see. Okay. That's nice.
So, you accompany Halberth back to his farm where he doesn't grow potatoes, but his wife does. And as you make your way to the farm, everybody roll perception rolls for me. All right.
Oh. Shay's distracted by pretty flowers.
So, Weralt, you're already in monster hunting mode. You're looking around for signs of evil, we'll say. And
Evil.
and you notice that there are some footprints along the road leading away from the house, and they are extra large footprints.
Whoa. Pancake.
Footprint.
Does this look like the footprints you saw?
I think so. It's been a long time. But I remember them being really big and muddy and footprint shaped.
When you point them out, Kayla, why don't you give me an investigation roll for that? So Pancake gets down onto the ground and examines these footprints. You're pretty sure that these are of a very similar quality at the very least, maybe even the same creature.
Perhaps we will not need to travel all the way back to Ikpatepik.
When you say like extra large, like how big are we saying?
So like big enough that Pancake could lie down inside the footprint.
Okay, so like a big giant.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Hard to miss. A big ass giant.
I don't even know how a creature that big would have fit in our tiny little hut. Maybe they were magic.
Okay.
Pancake's so cute. I just imagine you saying that, like...
Maybe magic!
Can I look around this area for any other like clues of this creature, the things it might have left behind?
Yes. Go ahead and roll investigation.
Can we be helping?
Yeah.
To give advantage?
You can give Weralt advantage.
Oh, I'll just roll again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I am using my tail to measure the length of the footprint.
Okay. So the footprint is taller than your tail, but not wider than your tail.
Interesting.
Or longer, but not wider. If that makes sense.
So it's like a really skinny little footprint then. Oh, I think I see what you're saying. Like I would like twist the, like turn the tail to measure both ways.
Right. Yeah.
Oh, I see.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, I was also picturing like a little
just like a
toothpick.
extremely thin foot. All right. So, Weralt, you look around for additional clues. You're pretty sure that you could follow these tracks easily, but you don't find any additional information about what kind of creature this might have been.
What about how long ago it passed through?
That you could determine with a survival roll.
Okay. Can I do that?
Mm-hmm. And you can do that with advantage as well, since people are helping you.
Helping.
What do I hold down for advantage?
That's Alt.
Oh, my work computer is dumb, so I'm just gonna do it.
Hey, nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
All right. So
Nice.
you get the sense that this happened about 6 hours ago.
This happened about 6 hours ago.
Oh no! 6 hours ago?
Wait, is the farmer with us?
Yeah, he's leading you to his farm.
Perhaps if you had never left the work to your wife and let yourself go, you would have arrived home earlier.
Well, I brought this Shay into town. It did delay me a little bit, but I don't think I could have had old lady here, and he pats his horse, go any faster. She's a good horse, but she's old. That's why we call her old lady.
Isn't that the name of your dark patron, Kayla?
No,
Oh, I knew it sounded familiar.
isn't his patron All Might? What, Alway?
All Might.
All way.
All Might.
Always.
What does she do? Pizza.
Oh man.
Life is supposed to be full of hardships, sir. You should be carrying your own cart and not burdening this beast.
But then how could I transport so many potatoes?
We return to your flabby and out-of-shape body.
Man,
What
hell
did
death.
Weralt of Woofia?
Fucking rude.
This horse is so mean.
We got
Does
him.
does Pale Death feel anything when he sees like a normal horse just existing?
That's a deep question about the nature of centaurs in fantasy settings.
I guess so. I mean, I guess it's the same questions of like tabaxi seeing real cats.
It's like, just another animal, I suppose.
I guess it's like the Goofy versus Pluto situation.
Yeah. Don't think too much about it, or it gets weird.
That's weird.
Oh my gosh. So, you, what would you like to do from here? You could follow the tracks that are leading away from the house, or you could go back to the house. It's up to you.
Is there any kind of, like, we see the footprints, is there any kind of sense of, like, lingering magic at all? Or is this just kind of like a big-ass giant walked through and no one noticed it and then walked away?
If you'd like to, you can roll an Arcana roll to try to get a feel for that.
I would like to
Okay.
ask the farmer what he was doing 6 hours ago after that.
Ooh, I rolled a 20 on Arcana.
Okay,
Oh, yeah.
nice. So you tune into the arcane web that crisscrosses reality around you. You focus on your thoughts. Maybe you're just feeling the wind brush against your hands, or maybe your eyes are closed, or maybe they're open. Up to you. But you try to pull at the threads of magic around you to understand what happened in this area here, and it doesn't seem like anything is out of the ordinary as far as magic is concerned.
Okay. Glad I wasted a nat 20 on that. Love it. Okay. I relay this information. Like, I don't sense any kind of magical happenstance that happened here. I think this was just a straightforward giant that came through here. But no magic was cast.
I'd like to turn to the farmer and say, hi, friend. Where were you 6 hours ago? Whenever she disappeared, what were you doing?
I was with Shay here probably 6 hours ago. We were coming into town.
Shay looks like she's staring into the abyss of her soul when she says, yeah, 6 hours ago we were talking.
Farmer, when was the last time you saw your potato wife?
Well, I've been away at the market at the Everfort for a few days, so perhaps 3 days ago.
Did she say or do anything differently from normal, or was everything fine 3 days ago?
Nothing out of the ordinary that I recall. She was trying to think. She made me breakfast before I headed out to the market. It was
Of course she did.
hash browns, as I recall. And that's the last thing I remember. I just said, I will see you when I'm back from the market, honey. And she said, make sure to get good deals this time. And I said, I definitely will. Not like last time. You see, last time I got swindled pretty bad.
Shay looks like
Are
she
you
wants
sure
to
you're
So you're
interrupt.
telling me not only are you physically unattractive, but you also are a failure as a merchant, and you still don't think that your wife is cheating on you.
Well,
Clay, why do you always play these characters?
I don't like what you are not only insinuating, but very explicitly stating.
Now,
I don't
horse.
beat around the bush.
You really don't.
This man is a paying customer. He's not paying us to insult him. Even if he is very small and stinky and unattractive
All
and
right,
a bad
everybody.
husband.
All right,
Don't
everybody.
forget dumb. He's apparently very
Dumb.
dumb.
Oh man. Okay,
It
wait.
looks
Peter,
increasingly uncomfortable with all of the everybody being so free with their thoughts.
okay, Pete, can you describe one more time where the footprints are going? They're leading away from the farmer's house.
Yeah, so you notice them because they cross the road, but they're leading away from the farmer's house toward blighted territory.
Oh.
I think we should investigate the house first, and then we can always come back to follow the footprints.
That's right. We have to investigate the primary location before we go to the secondary location.
That's right.
Yes.
John Mulaney taught me that. Yeah.
I was thinking that when you said that. So you
Yes.
you finish up your trip to Halberth's house, and you see immediately why he thought this was an abduction. The door to his house has been torn from its hinges, and there's shattered glass from the windows on the ground, and there's those large footprints coming and going from the house here as well. That's what
Does
you
it look
notice
like-
just immediately without any rolls or anything.
Does it look like maybe the giant had like gotten down on like a knee or something and was like reaching their hand into the house from a bunch of different ports?
Go ahead and roll an investigation roll with advantage.
He's doing that. Do any of us know anything about giants in general and their behavior?
You might.
Well, I've probably killed a bunch of them. No offense,
Yeah.
Shay.
I am dragonkin. I'm not. I mean, I'm giantkin, not dragon. I wish. I'm giantkin, not a giant. Don't be rude.
So, your thought about the giant getting down to one knee does look correct. It looks as if maybe the giant reached a hand through the window here, cut itself on the window because you see some blood around here,
Oh.
and then you see that on the inside there's a bedroom, and everything in the bedroom's knocked over. Dressers knocked over. There's clothes everywhere, just like a lot of broken objects lying around. And then it seems to you that the giant ripped the door away and then grabbed Randolin.
Potato Man, do you see? If your home was larger, not that I advocate such luxurious displays of wealth, your wife would have been
fuck's
safe. It all comes back to your failure as a merchant to acquire the wealth necessary to house your wife and make her happy.
I think we were
This
happy.
is your fault.
We didn't need a whole lot in this life, just our potatoes and a simple home.
Your fault. There are lots of people going missing.
I just grunt at him.
Hmm. Excuse me, who even are you? You never even introduced yourself.
I am the Pale Death.
Of course you are.
What an ominous name! What are those
Wow.
things on your ears for?
These represent the 12 trials of my childhood.
Oh my.
Well, I had trials too, you know.
They
A
weigh as much as the souls of my tribe weigh upon me.
Oh.
Hmm.
There's an awkward quiet right after that, clearly.
Potato Man.
Yes?
What is the potato man's name?
Potato Man.
Halberth.
Albert.
Well, I'll type it in.
Albert.
Oh, Halbert.
Okay.
I thought you
Albert,
said Albert.
are there any valuables missing from your abode?
I
Find
haven't
the
checked
one.
yet. I ran immediately back to town when I saw what had happened here because I wanted to get help.
It looks as though the giant was searching for something.
Can
why
you
don't
think of any
you-
reason why your wife would be taken?
She is a good woman. Perhaps he needed, this giant that you were talking about, needed somebody to plant potatoes for him.
Well, that is a possibility. Weralt, I don't see you writing that down in your notebook.
Oh, scribble. Pete, were you gonna tell me to make some kind of roll?
If you want to look around to see if anything else was taken, give me an investigation roll disadvantage.
I've got a 5.
Wow, you got 1.
Yeah. It's really hard to know what, if anything's missing, because you don't know what should be here. So you sort of look around the house, you see that place is a mess, but you're not really sure if anything's missing.
I think the Potato Man should be looking. It's his house.
He does look around. Tears come to his eyes as he
Oh.
steps over the threshold of his ruined home. And
Yeah, don't be a jerk to him, you guys.
he
Yeah, he's totally fine.
he breaks down in sobs as he enters and falls to his knees. He says, "My wife, she's gone. Who will plant the potatoes now?"
Oh, that's his concern.
That should
I
not be
clap
your
up.
first concern.
I clap up to him and I put my hand on his shoulder. And I'm like, the cycle of loss is part of life, sir. Despite your pitiful weakness and inability to protect your wife, you must get over this hardship and learn from it.
While he's saying that, I offer him a handkerchief, because that's what Shay does now, apparently. Just give people napkins.
He
I
takes
think
it.
instead of the time for life lessons, this is the time for finding wives.
True, we can catch her in the act of her adultery and prove to this potato man once and for all.
Who hurt you?
Yeah. What has happened to you in your
Does not
life,
hurt.
Helga?
The pale death feels nothing.
Oh man.
That's a lie.
I would
saw
go
you
track
were-
some footprints.
I saw you were very happy to see the mouse. You care deep down inside.
I knew there was a mouse around here.
Pancake. A baby. All right, we should go look for the giant.
Should we follow these big footprints? I have a feeling like the giant might be where the footprints are.
That's a good
I
point,
agree.
Pancake.
All right. Well, if you'd like to, you can head back and follow the footprints. I'm not even gonna have you roll for it because they're very large and recent enough that you can track them into the blight.
We should tell. I don't know if the farmer's going to try and follow us, but we should tell him to go back to town where he can be safe.
You advise him in that way, and he nods and says, "It's probably not safe for me. I'm not very good at fighting, and
Yeah, also, I just don't want the pale death to keep being a dick to him.
yes, I
Listen,
feel
Potato Man,
not
get a
just
bottle
that my wife has
from-
been taken from me today, but also my dignity."
Truly.
Potato Man, you can get a bottle at the inn on me. Simply
Aw.
tell the goblin that I have paid for you.
I suppose I will take you up on that.
Yes, of course you will.
Hey!
Stop.
Onward.
The
And
pale
with
death
that,
is just a
he-
negger.
He takes old lady back into town again.
Oh. Yeah,
And,
protect the horse.
It's now just the four of you tracking a massive giant back on its path leading into the blight. And I think that is where we will leave our session off for this week.
Huzzah.
Oh man.
We did it!
Yay!
Well, to our two
Yay.
remaining viewers, it might just be some of us who are still
One of them's me.
one of
One
them.
of them to me.
Okay, yeah. So there are 2 remaining viewers who are 2 of our players. Thanks for listening. We'll get to it all probably next week.